Good evening, everybody, and hope you're well. And welcome to All Red TV on a Friday night, 8 o'clock. And the Premier League is back, and it's back with a bang, with some extremely important fixtures from top to bottom. There's no getting away from it. And here comes our friend Dan. Good evening, Dan. How you doing, mate?
I'm good. Finally got my camera to fucking work.
Good, man.
Hello, lad. Hello.
Hello.
Right.
How are we?
Yeah, I'm decent. How are you?
So, anyway, we've just gone live, haven't we? We've not missed anything, but yeah, I'm just going to run through the fixtures because, like I've just said, the Premier League's back with a bang. And the fixtures tomorrow: Burnley at home to Bournemouth, Sunderland at home to Brighton. The 5:30 kick-off is Arsenal taking on Everton, which is a huge game because I'll come to it in a minute. Then we've got Chelsea and Newcastle, and then the 8 o'clock West Ham Manchester City. So if we're talking not Liverpool for a moment, by the time Manchester City kick off at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Arsenal could be 10 points clear. But I've just done my Super 6 this afternoon, and you won't believe it, lads, but I've gone for a shock prediction and a 1-0 win for Everton because Everton are vying for European football. So every game's got something riding on it tomorrow. It's crazy. I mean, me and Ben have just spoke in the green room regarding the game on Wednesday night. There was no Turkish delight for Liverpool yet again in Galatasaray. And I don't like Turkish delight anyhow. So, but there certainly wasn't any from a performance standpoint. It was shocking. I mean, yes, the referee's being investigated, but because there was a few bad decisions, but I think we got what we deserved. Me and Ben are in agreement that there's probably 2 clubs out of the English teams going through. 6 goals scored, 16 conceded by the English clubs in the Premier League. So I asked myself a question on Tuesday morning: is the Premier League all that? I don't think it really is with the product we're producing. What do you reckon, guys? And I'll start with you, Anthony, tonight. How you doing, lad?
Yeah, I'm all right. That was a lot to take in.
But I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel on Liverpool at the minute after what we're serving up?
My opinion hasn't changed as of this season. It's just we're all over the place still. So, I mean, there's nothing new to say about them, nothing good to say about them either. So,
because the thing is, we've got a game on Sunday, and it's basically, whichever way you look at it, it's a pressure cooker game. Now, the reason I think it's a pressure cooker game is because you've got 2 coaches in Arne Slot and Igor Tudor. Both teams don't want the coaches. That's pretty obvious to me because how they're playing. Liverpool need the win for top 4. Spurs need something out of it to not go into the bottom 3, because come Monday morning, Spurs could be in the relegation, but in the bottom 3 basically. So basically, it is a pressure game, and who breaks first? So who do you reckon, Deck? Who do you think will crack first on Sunday?
I think first of all, good evening, lads. Happy Friday.
Is it?
Yeah. What is it? But yeah, no. It's a massive game on the weekend on Sunday, mate. I think from Spurs' point of view, I think they're fighting relegation. So I think if they know if they go down, it's absolutely catastrophic. But also I think they may have a little bit of acceptance where they think, well, we're going to Anfield. Even though Liverpool haven't been playing the best, and it's not the big scary Liverpool that under a Jurgen Klopp, for example. I just think, and Spurs sometimes give us a bit of a tough game, to be honest. When you look back over recent years with the likes of a Harry Kane, a Son, etc. But I think Spurs, they might just accept their fate. But I think Liverpool have to win that game on Sunday. I think, not only for our own Champions League qualification purposes and what it means for the club to get top 4, top 5, but also from Liverpool's point of view, you know, losing against Wolves, getting beat by Galatasaray, and then, you know, if we get beat by Spurs as well, it's even a draw is not acceptable in my opinion at Anfield especially, and we haven't been great at home recently, Craig. But I think I think Liverpool have to go out there and do everything they can to beat that Spurs team. I think if Spurs somehow manage to get a result there on Sunday, I think it's wow. I think it really is like I said in one of my recent videos. You know, I want slot sacking by the end of the game. You know, by before Monday morning if we get beat by Spurs there at Anfield on Sunday.
What are your thoughts, Ben?
Yeah, it's literally the two most under pressure managers in the league when you think about it. Right now. But you have to remember Spurs are under the most dire circumstances of any team in the league. They've got 13 absences, 10 of which you could consider major, maybe 11. You could make a starting 11 out, like a genuine good starting 11 out of Spurs injuries right now. Whereas our only major absence really is Isaac. He's going to be back in a month.
Yeah. So, and I think with both clubs, I made some notes here. It's like basically looking at Arne Slot and Igor Tudor, looking at coaches, and you sent a message over, Ben, and I think it was a great debate. As the standard of coaching in the Premier League, as it dropped, now Igor Tudor. So who comes out on top here for you three now? And basically, I've got 4 categories. Formation, 4-2-3-1, which is Arne Slot's, and 3-5-2, which is Igor Tudor's. So who comes on top there formation-wise?
Slot.
Slot. Right.
Yeah.
And then in-game tactics, who's the better there, Slot or Tudor?
It's like asking which hand you want broken.
This is a big one for me. In-game management, who's the best at it?
That's like asking JC how you want on, because neither of them have good in-game management. I mean,
I think Slot's in-game management is I mean, probably just statistically, it's better than Tudor because he's just been at the club. He's been at the club longer, and he's won a league, hasn't he? So I mean, you'd have to put. This is what I mean, lads. Like we'd have to, even if you're not a Liverpool fan, and as bad as we have been, and we all have pros and cons for our football club and our manager at the moment, it sort of does just weigh in Slot's favour, if you ask me, Craig.
The thing is, though, with Slot and his in-game management, he just makes the little tweaks that he should have done for the start of the game. Like I said in a tweet the other day, I was debating with someone. There was a similar debate, but about other coaches, and I said Slot definitely sabotages it on purpose, especially of recent, to make us look bad, so that he can go in at half-time, make these simple, tiny little tweaks that shouldn't need to be made because they should be coming to knowledge from the start. And then when it works, inevitably, because it's what we should have been doing from the start, Slot then gets called a mastermind because we've got a few dopes in this fan base who genuinely go off stuff like that. And that's the bad part. There's too many people that will, like if we beat Spurs and Galatasaray back to back, which we should be, there will be people saying, "Oh, our Liverpool back." No, we're not.
Yeah, no.
And that kind of annoys me. It's an insult to the standards of this football club.
I mean, the only place where Slot comes out on top for me is basically because of the injury Spurs have got 13 out injured. His team selection, but he's at the bare bones when you look at the bench. There's players he's got on the bench and he doesn't trust them. He doesn't want to play them, or he's not giving them a start. You know, I mean. I'm finding Liverpool really hard to watch. It's really, really difficult because there's no creativity there. It's gone. There's no pressure. There's no press. It's always sideways and backwards. You know, the heartbeat of the club's been ripped in two within 18 months for me.
That's my biggest complaint of Slot. Well, his football is is very anti-Liverpool. Like when we think of what you expect the kind of football to be played in Anfield, it's football. It's football that'll rile up the crowd.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, Ben. Because you look at it, and I've seen reports that FSG, if they were to look in the market for a manager, Slot would be the profile that they would go for. So like we see that as fans, but what's Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, what are these guys who are in charge of employing the next manager, or if they were to go and get a new manager, for example, say a Xabi Alonso, etc., whoever's on the market at the time, say in the summer, if we were to even comprehend sacking Arnie Slot, getting rid of him, starting afresh, they've said that Slot is the profile that they would want and they would go for 9 times out of 10. So it's like, is it the manager? My biggest quarrel with this, and I'm sure you might ask us later on in the stream, Craig, and I don't want to interject too much and stuff like that, but my biggest qualm with this is it Slot, and is it the fact that we're so used to and so accustomed to that heavy metal football of a Jürgen, winning trophies, just press. Is it Slot deteriorating the club and the style of play over the last 18 months, or is it the pathway of the Premier League at the moment? Because it's everything. It's not just Liverpool who are playing footy the way we are. You mentioned earlier on there about the Champions League. Every single English team getting battered in the Champions League, and we're meant to be the best league in the world. Doesn't that just prove the point that it's not just the way Slot's playing football and it's Liverpool, it's every single English team at the moment? The style of play in the Premier League at the moment is it's making me not enjoy it. I really, most of the time, I don't even enjoy watching the match anymore. Like, not even just Liverpool games. If the footy's on, I turn it over because it's just boring. It's boring.
What are your thoughts, Anthony?
Yeah, no, I was going to mention that before what Dexter said about it's not just us, because I mean, I don't like talking about them because I can't stand them, but look at Arsenal. The way that they're playing is just set pieces, that's it. Fucking long throw-ins, corners and stuff like that. That's how they're getting their goals. And it's starting to get to the pundits as well now that it's getting boring and it's not football anymore. It's just set piece training.
And that's good on fair play to Arteta. He's figured out a style of play and he's going to go and try and win a Premier League with it. He's going to go and try and win a Premier League with it. Fair enough. But it's the rest of the league's infected now. So it's like, he's figured something out, and fair play to Arteta, and it was working, and he's going to try and go and win a Premier League. But what you do now, because it's so stagnant in the league at the moment, it's shocking.
Yeah.
This was actually a talking point. I was involved in something on some sort of conversation. It was like, maybe the Premier League needed this humbling in Europe this week, and maybe next week as well. Maybe all these teams need to be knocked out and battered.
What do you think it's going to change at any point? Do you think
kind of like a look, this style clearly isn't going to work against the best teams. We've got to change now ASAP.
If you look at the style of football which is being played now, and you go back 3 or 4 seasons, there is no way it is better now. The standards declined. The standard of refereeing is getting worse. The coaching's going down as well. I mean, I looked at the Liverpool have got a 51% chance of qualifying for the last 8 of the Champions League if they beat Galatasaray. I mean, if they do beat Galatasaray on Wednesday night or Tuesday, whenever we play, there's no way we're beating PSG. Now, PSG, if they get all the players back, I can't see anybody touching them. But the thing is, Chelsea went away there and you score 2 goals. If I was Leroy Rossini thinking, right, lads, we've scored 2, let's not concede anymore. And then suddenly they go from 2-2 to 5-2. So no. So, I mean, Ben said it. Ben thinks Arsenal will go through and he thinks we will. And he's got a funny feeling for Newcastle at Barcelona. But I can't see Newcastle getting anything. I think Arsenal might sneak through. Liverpool will go out for me. Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle, Tottenham, City, are all out. And Real Madrid didn't have Mbappe and they didn't have Bellingham either. And they still put 3 past them.
Yeah.
You know, so looking at Liverpool, I mean, heaven forbid we lose to Tottenham on Sunday. That would be unthinkable for me. But we've lost to Wolves, and Wolves are playing better football than Spurs. Now, for me, the football Wolves are playing at the minute, they're in a false position in the league with the football they're playing. Rob Edwards is getting a tune out of them. And, you know, I'm talking from as a neutral on these clubs. If you look at the managers, what they've got in situ, Rob Edwards at Wolves, Nuno at West Ham, Vitor Pereira at Nottingham Forest, they're all getting a tune out of those teams now. They're all getting results. David Moyes last season, Everton were in the relegation battle again for the 3rd year running. Now they're looking at European football. So why? Because of how Everton are performing, and we've got to go there as well yet. So with how Everton are performing, it wouldn't be a surprise to me if they come away from the Etihad from the Emirates tomorrow or something. It wouldn't.
I think 1-1 tomorrow.
You know, but looking at us, Liverpool, I think we've gone backwards so much. It's worrying. I honestly believe that the lads don't trust him anymore, because you can't go into the biggest competition in club football and perform like that at Galatasaray. I know we got thumped in September when we played them, but that was woeful on Tuesday night, lads.
I agree, mate. 100%.
You know, and the thing is, you know what's concerning me more than anything, and and I'm wearing this. This is an original from 85, 86. The shirt I've got on. It's not one what's come out today, because the club, again with Adidas, have released the iconic 95, 96 era, right? And another fan channel, I'm not going to name them, but they've been given another box full of shit, free. Right? Now, you've got and you've got corruption. Listen, this is how I see it. And one of my friends come to see me today, right, guys? He comments on here when we do stream. I've not seen him for 20 years, and he come to see me today. So, if he's watching this, dear fella, 20 years too long. Let's not leave it that long again. And he agreed. We watched it on YouTube. We watched the unboxing of it, and he agrees with me. This channel have been bought out to keep quiet.
Oh, I know. I think I have an idea who you're talking about.
Yeah. But they've been basically given 4 sweeteners now to keep quiet and don't say anything derogatory regarding the club or any slot. But you fans, you've got to vent how you feel. Before I came on here tonight, I watched the Tottenham one, and the last word on Spurs. It's a popular one, and there were 4 Tottenham fans on there, and they're not worried about Sunday. They've written it off. They said, why don't we just forfeit the game now? Their biggest concern is they've got a board of directors who don't care about the club, and there's 3 players have already come out and that we don't care if we go down. Now, if that was you, if that was us, lads, how would you be feeling hearing that? Would you be concerned? Because I tell you what, mate, Spurs are the 9th richest club in the Premier in the world, and if they go down, they're going to lose 250 million. But I think they will go. But Deck, I mean, if that were Liverpool players coming out and saying that, how would you feel?
I feel, mate, I don't know. I'd feel absolutely heartbroken, because I mean, if I feel as bad as I do now, and we're trying to turn a new leaf, etc., and stuff like that, and then we win a couple of games, then we get beat again, and if I feel as shit as I do now. And if Liverpool were in Spurs' position, Craig, I feel like I'd just end up. I want to be able to watch the footy. I want to be able to enjoy something that I enjoy, and that is watching my team play football. And it's bad enough with everything we've already mentioned, the state of the football at the moment in the league, etc. The way the refereeing is at the moment, just everything else, and then to see my club go down and the players come out and speak like that would be heartbreaking, wouldn't it? And let's hope that we're fortunate enough that we do support Liverpool and that we will never ever get to that point. But you know, I think Spurs will go down. If you ask me, I think the Forest game's the decider. If you know,
How do you feel? Obviously, I mean, I'm trying to look at it from two sides of a coin here: the Tottenham side of it and our side of it. And I think we're fortunate. We've still got something to play for with it, even though the FA Cup draw was fixed.
Mate, I haven't even spoken to you about that.
I'll come on to it in a minute, mate. But what are your feelings as a Liverpool fan on what's come out from Spurs? How would you feel if you'd have heard Liverpool players coming out and saying that down in tools?
You know what? I think I'd be a bit shocked. But if we were to ever get in that position, because I know our board may be letting us get in the position we're at now, but I know they wouldn't let us get in that position that Spurs are in at the moment. I think it's got to be long gone by now if we were in that position. But if we were in that position now and players came up and said that for the club, I'd be shocked. I'd be devastated. Like I said, I'd be heartbroken because they're the people that you watch play for your club, and then they come out and say that about your club.
Yeah,
it's just
because
it's like a family. It's like a family member saying shit about you, and it's just like, well, she just fucking broke my heart here.
You can both correct me if I'm wrong here, because if I remember rightly, Spurs finished 17th last season, didn't they? Spurs finished, they won the European Conference. They finished 17th. The only reason they didn't go down last year was because the three clubs what are below them were worse than what they are. So now, now they're in the same situation again. And it's like, Deck, you've just touched on it now. They're going to lose on Sunday to Liverpool. They've got Atletico Madrid coming over to London on Wednesday, which is a game they don't really need. And then on the 22nd, which is on the Sunday, they're playing Nottingham Forest at home. And I agree with you, that's a 6-pointer. You know, I mean, if I was a Spurs fan now, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be wasting my money travelling to Liverpool on Sunday.
No.
Because, you know, I mean, the thing is, you've seen the same thing as me. You've got Tottenham players going to fight with the fans after games. You know, I mean, it's inconceivable. If they do go down, here's my question: if Arsenal win the league and Spurs get relegated, which is bigger?
Spurs getting relegated.
Spurs getting relegated, yeah. And I think if Spurs get relegated, I'd be made up if Spurs got relegated as well, because it just overshadow Arsenal win the league a little bit. Because I can't be arsed. I can't stand them as a fan base, as a football club.
And I don't think Tottenham will come back straight away either.
But you reckon that?
You reckon they'll have to fight in the Championship?
I tell you, you know something. I think they're in for a fucking big shock when they go down. A big shock, because there'll be tackles flying in what they don't normally get in the Premier League, lads. That's for sure.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah, because they play better football. That's for a start.
Yeah, and you play 42 games.
Yeah, and
they're gonna get a lot more injuries.
And you've got teams down there that are used to being in that battle. You know, you got to look at the likes of a Wrexham coming up. You know, it means so much to them to get promoted. You know, teams like that. And I think that, do you know what, mate? You might be right. If they went down, I said this about Everton a couple of years back. I said if Everton went down, would Everton have the capacity to fucking come back up straight away?
Well, the thing is, Deck, look how long it took Leeds United to get back in the Premier League.
Yeah, good few seasons. Yeah,
and Nottingham Forest. It took Leeds a decade.
It's only the likes of like a Brighton, for example, who've come up and they've stayed up and they've solidified the position, and teams like that. So it's a yo-yo at the moment in the league, and most of the time the 3 teams that come up with it go down straight away again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if a team like Spurs went down, wow,
But
they can't, put it this way, they can't say they're a big 6 club anymore, can they?
well,
No.
no, they can't. But the thing is, you're not too big to go down. And the thing is, obviously, we had the draw made at the weekend for the FA Cup quarter-finals. And when the Arsenal game came out, and I'm watching the draw, and I couldn't believe what I was watching or seeing when Joe Hart looked into the bottom of the ball, took his time, and then put his hand in and pulled out number 6. Because if Arsenal had drawn Man City, would have been different. But he took it once Arsenal had come out and who they got. He went, right, okay. And he had a look and he went, oh, number 6, Liverpool. Now, personally, I think it was fixed. I don't know what you two think.
I mean,
I didn't notice it, to be honest.
I didn't notice, but
Go back
it wouldn't put it past me. It wouldn't put it past me if there was maybe not fixed, but if there was some sort of, let's say, a bit of tomfoolery going on, to the point where certain balls may have ended up in certain hands that they shouldn't have, and before you know it, we've got fucking Manchester City. Like, I'm just saying.
Well, the thing is, well, when you get a chance, go back and watch it again.
I will.
And I'm thinking, this has been rigged, because, and I'm not being negative, and I know I get called all sorts of things, but I'm sorry, but there's no way. I know Ant's laughing at me because he's got his partner in crime beside him now, but there's no way we're going to Etihad and winning that fucking game, lads. No way.
No, I was going to ask you just to touch back on the Spurs stuff, Craig. I'm sure you've probably got a little bit of an agenda you want to run through. I know we're about 30 minutes in now, so don't want to interject too much. But just to touch on Spurs before we move on, let me ask you this, lads: if it was away, say if Liverpool were away from home on Sunday,
yeah,
would you be more worried about potentially not winning that game?
No,
or do you think we'll beat Spurs either way?
Either way, because I think the team's lost the fans.
No, because I'll tell you why I wouldn't be worried. Because Spurs don't win at home. Right, okay, so while you've touched back on Spurs, I'm going to start with Anthony first. All right, mate, so put your thinking cap on, Ant. You, as a neutral, you don't have to put your Liverpool hat on for this, but as a neutral, right, this is Tottenham's running, right? So they've got us on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Win or lose.
Them or us.
No, this is Spurs fixtures, right?
Oh, they'll lose that one against us.
And they've got Atletico Madrid.
Lose.
Well, they're already 5-2 down, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 5-2 down. Right. So, okay, so all I want you to do now with these remaining fixtures, Anthony, tell me whether they're going to win or lose, okay? Nottingham Forest at home.
Is draw an option?
You can if you want.
Yeah, draw. I reckon it's going to be goalless.
Sunderland away.
Lose.
Brighton at home.
That one's going to be a loss as well, yeah.
Wolves away.
They'll win that one.
Aston Villa away.
Lose.
Leeds at home.
They'll probably scrape a win there.
Chelsea away.
Lose.
Everton at home.
Lose.
Okay, Deck. Right, so
he's got them sat at 6 points.
Yeah. Well,
he's got them sat at 7 points.
Yeah.
Draw against Forest, win against the other 2 teams that you mentioned. Sorry, I can't think now. Sorry, Anthony.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Those 7 points, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Liverpool away, Deck.
Yeah. Lose.
Forget Atletico Madrid because they're already out. Yeah.
We're laughing. We've got to go and beat Galatasaray on fucking Tuesday.
Yeah, but we're not as bad. We're not as bad of a deficit as them.
Nottingham Forest at home.
That's the decider for me.
That's a 6-pointer.
I'll go with that. What agree with that? Anthony. I'll go with a draw.
Okay. Sunderland away.
They're getting beat at the Stadium of Light.
Brighton at home.
Getting beat.
Wolves away.
Think they'll beat Wolves.
Really? And Wolves beat us?
I just think they will. I think they will because it's such a close game in regards to like that bottom half of the table, and Wolves are trying to get as many points as they can, and they might leave themselves a bit open at the back and just concede a sloppy goal, and it might just just go in Spurs' way. It'll just be one of them horrible games, and it'll just be like an 88th minute sloppy goal, and they'll get 3 points. Let's just give them 3 points against Wolves. Go on.
Really? Okay. Aston Villa away.
Well, they'll get beat.
Leeds at home.
I think they'll get beat.
Chelsea away.
They'll get beat.
Everton at home.
I think Everton will beat them.
No, I don't have Tottenham winning a game at all. No, it's okay. I don't know. No, right. Hear me out.
You are adamant that these are getting fucking relegated.
Hear me out. Right, listen, Anton Deck, this is not Britain's Got Talent. Calm down.
Okay,
right.
Fucking wrap it up.
Right, hang on a minute. Right, so Sunday, they're going to lose. I've gone for a 2-0 home win on Sunday. Right?
Okay.
So I think we'll beat them 2-0.
Okay.
I think they'll lose to Atletico Madrid. I've got them losing to Nottingham Forest.
Mm-hmm.
They'll lose at Sunderland. They'll lose at Brighton. They'll lose away at Wolves.
Yeah.
They'll get beat at Aston Villa.
Yeah.
They'll lose to Leeds United, and that'll keep Leeds up. This one, they'll lose, and this is where they get relegated. Stamford Bridge away. Chelsea. Okay. You imagine that, and they'll lose to Everton. I've not got them winning a game, and I'll be honest with you guys. I've watched a lot of shit on Spurs this week, and I've not heard one Tottenham fan saying they don't know where the next win's coming from.
Yeah, and even the likes of like a Wolves or a Forest or just one of them teams down that half of the table, Craig.
Well, I've seen who we've been linked with since obviously from Wolves and from Murillo from Forest. We've been linked with him. Defender, isn't he?
Yeah.
Murillo from Forest, we've been linked with him as well, and somebody else, well, Mickey van der Ven from Spurs, but the least said about him, the better at the minute. But what were you going to? You said you wanted to touch on something, Deck. What is it you want to say?
I just think, I think that's Spurs. If they do go down, I think it's going to be catastrophic for the Premier League. I think it might be a big eye opener, to be honest. You mentioned earlier on when we were talking about the English teams in Europe and how maybe that was a bit of a shining light, sort of a spotlight on the state of the football the English teams have been sort of moulded into this season and had the style of play. And I think if Spurs were to go down, it would come as a bit of a shock. But also I think anyone from 6 down can beat anyone.
Yeah.
I think it's that open. So it wouldn't be a surprise in that regard. It'd be a surprise because Spurs have been considered as a Big Six club for how many years now? They're one of the Big Six, etc. We all know Liverpool, Chelsea, United, etc. But it wouldn't be a shock because I think that, like I said, anyone from that position, from like the top 5, 6 down, can beat anyone. And also they've sort of been dancing with the devil, if you want to say, for the last couple of seasons anyway, like you mentioned as well. I think it was last season, maybe the season before, they've been bottom half of the table. And if you're a Spurs fan, you're looking back to them Pochettino days, and where you've got Lucas Moura scoring Walesies against Ajax in the Champions League, and you get into finals and playing Liverpool, and you're playing Liverpool, and that was only 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, 2019, yeah.
Yeah, so, and obviously we won that Champions League against Spurs, and if I'm a Spurs fan, I'm thinking, bloody hell, you know, if you've got Liverpool fans coming out saying they fell off the edge of a cliff, fucking hell, where are we sat? We've been left in the ditch for the last fucking 10 years if I'm a Spurs fan type of thing. And that's just the way I would look at it. And I think it comes down to the style of play of the league. I think it comes down to refereeing. It's just, at the moment, lads, if I'm being honest with you, I'm just falling out of love with football a little bit.
Yeah.
You look at the FA Cup as well. You know, the other night, was it last week? Some of the you're bringing in VAR after a certain round. It's like either have it in or don't, because you've got teams like Mansfield and teams like that who aren't used to VAR. It's like you either have it in from the start or you don't, type of thing.
And another thing I don't like about the FA Cup as well, and I think it spoils it completely. I don't agree with the semi-finals being played at Wembley.
Yeah, I agree. But where would you have them? Would you have a home and away leg? Would you have it over 2 legs or?
Well, I can remember going back mid-80s, late 80s, and a bit before that. The 2 grounds they used to use for the semi-finals were Villa Park and Old Trafford.
Yeah, I've heard about this. Would you? I'd love to see Liverpool turn up at Villa Park. I actually think it's a great ground, if you ask me.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I've been to quite a few semi-finals at Villa Park. I went to one at Goodison, but we'll use Goodison as well because we drew Man United. We played the first leg at Everton, and it ended up in a draw. And the replay was in midweek at Main Road, and we got beat. We lost to United in the semi-final. You know, so I mean, the only reason they're playing the semis at Wembley is to pay off what it's cost them to build the bloody thing. You know, and looking at Liverpool as a squad now, I think in the summer we're going into open heart surgery again, aren't we?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we could sit here and talk about the state of the football all night, couldn't we? But if we want to bring it back onto Liverpool, and obviously big game at the weekend, I think you're right. I think I'm sure you'll agree with me, lads. I think you know, you look at it and you think, well, I said in the summer we spent so much money and we bring in all these players that Liverpool won't buy anyone for a good couple of years. You know, I was adamant that we were going to get Mark Gay, etc. I thought, like, we'll get the defender in January and that'll be it, and we'll recuperate, we'll get it all gelling nicely, and we'll be back on our merry way, and we will be the best team, if not one of the best teams in the world again. And it's just does not happen like that. And I think, is it a case of now as Liverpool fans we need to just lower our expectations, which is criminal to say. I feel sick saying it, to be honest with you, because we deserve this. It's not like it's just been, well, we've had a couple of good years under Jurgen Klopp. It's fucking Liverpool Football Club. Let's not get it wrong. And I think we are going to have to go into the summer, Craig, and have another massive overhaul, which again is just going to cause more disruption, more dismantlements. You know, if Arne Slot gets sacked and, you know, whatever, it's like another manager's out the door. We're going to lose more players, bringing in new people, new staff. It's just like, I can't. Look, we won the league and everyone was happy.
Yeah.
But I can't understand how it's gone from what it was to where we are now, and we're even having a conversation where we're going to have to go and spend another 200 million in the summer. And if we don't get Champions League footy as well,
exactly. Well, the thing is, I know, and I'm with Anthony on this. I'm in Anthony's corner. I mean, systematically, in 18 months, Arne Slot has managed to destroy 9 years of work what Jurgen Klopp put into the club.
Yeah, now, I agree, and it makes me so sad.
You know, and the thing is, Arne Slot wanted Johnny Ertinger back, and the move was blocked to bring it back. So for me, that tells me that Arne Slot's going. But I've been reading stuff over the last couple of days, Anthony, that he's got a contract till 2027, and the club are behind him, and they're not ruling out giving him a new contract. So well, I was going to ask you, how do you feel hearing that?
Pardon my French, but they can fuck off. I think he's getting another contract now. unless he miraculously turns it around and we end up in the top 3, that's saying something. He can fuck off if he's getting that other contract. I will personally single-handedly light at that club.
I think that would cause absolute. I think that would cause fucking World War III. That Craig.
If he signed another contract.
Yeah, I do. And they said they think he can turn this around, don't they? They seem to think that he. How long have we been having these conversations for? I was saying this before Christmas. Like, how much longer? Like, I can't keep having these conversations. It's killing me. Like, give him more. They're backing him. They think he's the man. Unless we, like you said, top 3 or whatever, go and win the Champions League, win the FA Cup. What the fuck did he see in this man? Like, he won the league, and if I'm being honest with you, if I'm being honest now, I'm not honest. I don't give a fuck that he won the league last season. Now it's done, it's gone. We won the league. Thank you very much. We brought us number 20. Thanks so much, lad. But do you know what? You're not up there with the likes of a Jürgen. You're not up there with some of our great managers who've won trophies. You can't just say, you can't put yourself in that category and then FSG think, well, he done this, so we're going to back him the way we did with the Jürgen and give him time. Jürgen never done this in his first couple of years. Jürgen never won the league in his first season. Jürgen didn't win a trophy in his first season. Arne Slot come in and on the back of on a whim, off the back of an emotional 9-10 years of a man who's an absolute god who deserves a statue outside Anfield, in my opinion. One of our, if not our greatest manager I've seen with my own eyes. You've come in and you've managed to win a Premier League with his squad without changing anything. You brought in Federico Chiesa, didn't use him, and you went and won the league. And all the lads went and done that for Jürgen. As soon as the players like Trent Alexander-Arnold had the chance, they went. As soon as players like Luis Diaz had the chance, they got off. It's just. I don't know, mate. It really upsets me because I'm so passionate. And people like yourself, Craig, you've been a fan longer than me and Anthony have, and it must really upset you as well to see how much we sat here in 2026 after everything having these conversations, and that's what I can't get my head around.
It kills me because the creativity has gone. The identification of the club's disappeared. The DNA is not there anymore.
No.
And the thing is, my question to you two guys is simply this. I think the dressing room's split. Would you agree or disagree?
Oh, I mean, I think there's more players who want him out than who don't care.
Yeah,
I think it's not they want him out. I think they just don't care. I think it's probably, and I'm not trying to sound like Benny, I genuinely do 100% think it's just the Dutch players who still stand by him, and that's it.
But I mean, because we've had too many players underperforming all season, and the Premier League started in 1992, but this is the worst defence of the Premier League title ever by any club, and it has to be us.
Yep.
I mean, I thought it was bad when we were getting compared to Leicester in 2016, but we fucking took that. We took that off them, haven't we, as well now? So you said it's the worst defence ever. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Jürgen took his time to bed in, but I believe everything happens for a reason. And Jürgen Klopp, he was like the modern day version of Bill Shankly. Or a German version.
The thing with Jürgen Klopp is he came in and he set our expectations. He basically came in and said, I'm not expecting to win it in the first season, but I can guarantee I will get a trophy before I leave.
Well,
that's what he said. That was it.
Yeah. If you watch his press conference again, he says, by the time I leave here, we'll have won at least one Premier League title.
Yeah.
And he stuck to his word. He stuck to his promise. And the thing is, from everything from what I've been reading this week, it's looking very likely that he is going back into football, but it's not what everybody expected. It's looking like he's going to take over at Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Because he sees the project, a bigger project than Barcelona and Real Madrid, and he's excited by it.
I wish do you know what? I'm not a big advocate for bringing people back. I was many moons ago now, but I was like the type of lad who was saying to me friends and me family, "Oh, bring Sadio Mane back," and people like that, and bring Luis Suarez back, bring Coutinho back, and stuff like that. But if I know how silly that sounds, I know, but if I could really have Jurgen Klopp back at this club, people say, well, no, he had a good send off, leave it where it is, it's done, that's gone now, that era's ended, and I get that argument. But I mean, fucking hell, if we brought Jurgen Klopp back, imagine it, the whole atmosphere, the mood would change, the fans would fucking love it. Anfield would be rocking again. It's like I go to Anfield now and I'm sat there and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I thought it was just when I've said this to you, Craig, many a time. I thought, oh, it's just because I'm not in the Kop. But I sit in the Kop more times than I don't. Sometimes I'm in the main stand, sometimes I'll be in the Kenny Dalglish stand. And sometimes, as you know, if you're in one of them other stands, the songs aren't as loud and people are sat down and stuff. But I've seen people. I was at the I think it might have been the Newcastle game a couple of weeks ago. I've got people sat down in the Kop. Like, what is going on? Like, it's just like, I can't believe I'm having to sit here after everything and all the emotion and the time and the money and just getting behind the club, dedicating myself, making content about the football club, everything, the parades, like everything. If you sit down for a minute and you just take it in and you think to yourself, look at yourself where you sat, Craig, yourself, Anthony, I'm sure you've been there as well. And you just take a minute and you sit where you sit there and you think about all the memories you've had surrounding this football club, the things that you've done, the people that you've met through football, through Liverpool. And to be sitting here in 2026 and I'm sat here and I'm saying, fucking hell, like I'm getting off with like 20 minutes to go because I'd much rather make sure I get a train back because it's that much of a nightmare than watch this shit football in a stadium that's quiet as a mouse, freezing me tits off. Like what? Like how are we doing this in 2026? It really does sadden me, and I think that's the bigger picture of if we can take something from tonight, Craig, and what I've said. It's the bigger picture, and it's down to the state of the football, the way Liverpool are playing, just other teams in general, the state of the Premier League, the refereeing. It's just, mate, it's actually sad. It's genuine. It's so sad.
But the thing is, well, I mean, the players, fair enough. There's some are quite proud to play for the club, but as a fan, you invest so much into it because it's not just, oh yeah, well, I'll support Liverpool. No, it's not an hobby. This is a lifetime commitment, and you give your life and soul to the club. You know what I mean?
It's where you're born, isn't it? It's where you're from. It's who your dad is. It's who your granddad is. It's who your mum is. It's
I mean, I still get caustic scouser on Facebook now.
It doesn't matter if you're a scouser, though.
But I've served my apprenticeship. And the thing is, your club's your club. It's the only thing in life you can't change.
Yeah.
I've said this, right?
When you think about it, everything in life, what you can change your car, change your house, change your job, change your missus, change your girlfriend, right? Change your doctor, right? Change hospitals, change schools.
Yeah.
The only thing you can't change is your club. That's it.
I couldn't just wake up tomorrow and be as emotionally invested as I am with Liverpool to, like, let's say fucking, I don't know. I'm not gonna say one of the United team, like Man United or Man City, but let's just say fucking Aston Villa. I couldn't just wake up tomorrow and be like, right, lads, I've had enough. I'm really excited with the project over at Villa, so I'm just gonna take everything down, all my content, all my friends and family, the people I've met. Yeah, forget all that. I'm now a Villa fan. It's like you can't do that. So that's why I think that's why it's so disheartening. And I think the biggest difference is between the likes of ourselves and fans in general to the likes of like FSG when they're talking about how they think Slot's the man for the job, and they would look for someone with the profile of an Arnie Slot, for example, and he's got a contract till 2027. All they're asked about is money and what they think is deemed to be suitable for their means and how they think they want to run their football club. That's the biggest disconnect between fans and that hierarchy of well, I don't know what you want to call it, but football club owners or whatever, ownership.
The only way I can explain
even
it
players, like you said, even the players, Craig, some players they love the club, but they're not connected. Again, it's another level of emotion, isn't it, when you're a fan?
Yeah, there's no loyalty in football anymore apart from the fan base.
Fair. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is like if you know, probably Anthony would sum it up better, but for me, if you look at the eye of winning the league last year and the where we are now, it's like cold turkey, isn't it? Or cold chicken.
Yeah.
You're coming down, aren't you? And you're like, oh.
I think the only player I can say is actually passionate about the club, and you may not see it, and you may think it's just because obviously that's the way he is at the moment. But XCK looks like he actually wants to be there.
Yeah, XCK. I think Curtis Jones just being a scouser, and obviously just Mo Salah because of what he's done. And I think you could argue maybe the likes of an Alisson Becker and maybe a Van Dijk, but the rest of them haven't been there long enough. Where again, it's just they love playing for the badge, etc., and they love the club, but they don't really have that level of compassion the way we have as fans. And Craig hit the nail on the head. There's no sort of loyalty. FSG. They might own the football club, but that means fuck all. You're not sat there on a Tuesday night going to watch them in the pissing down rain, are you? You know what I mean?
Well, you can count on one hand how many times John Henry comes over to Anfield in a season.
There you go. If I owned Liverpool, mate, I'd fucking never mind having all this hospitality on the pitch shit. I'd still be shouting the cop. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it has that. It's another level, isn't it?
I've got a question for you then. I've got a question for you both then. Right?
Go on.
You know how much John Henry paid for Liverpool, don't you?
I think it might have been at the time maybe like 3 million quid, 4 million quid.
He paid 300 million.
300 million, sorry, not 3 million. 300 million.
Right. Do you know how much it's worth now?
5 billion.
3 bill.
5 billion, 4 billion.
It's worth 6.5 billion now.
Yeah, there you go. And do you know why?
200 times then.
Fucking Jurgen Klopp for you. That's why.
Yeah. And all that merchandise they keep bringing out.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I've lost track. I can't keep up with all the training stuff and all the fucking. I can't keep up with all that. I might buy myself a top maybe once every couple of years.
I've commented on my socials today. Excuse me. This shirt I'm wearing, they brought it out again. It's 90 quid. It's 90 quid. This is. Have you
seen the black one?
Yeah.
The all black one. It's
130 quid.
130 quid, the all black one.
Give me a black marker and give me an original fucking Liverpool shirt and I'll do it myself.
but the thing is, lads, this shirt, right? This is the one we lost to Man United in the FA Cup final. So why the fuck would you want to bring this back out?
It looks lovely, like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
it looks lovely.
I love retro kits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Robbie Fowler's put a bit of timber on and
McManaman.
Jan Molby's still as fat as he ever was, but you know, and I've watched your good friend this week on YouTube, Deck, AGT, and he's not an happy man, is he?
He's fucking. We were sat there on
I've watched it
on Tuesday night, and everyone was just fucking in silence. Like we were just shot. We were all just sat there like, wow, what's going on here? Like it was just me, Mario, a few other people over there, and it was just we were just sat there. And we were like, fucking hell. Got to half time, and we were all. Everyone was like, need to fucking go outside for a minute. Like, you know, that was the shittest first half of football I've ever seen in my life.
I've got a question for you. I reckon what we need in the summer, we need a central defensive midfielder because Ryan Gravenberch is a number 8 for me, right? Yeah. That's his best position. So as a CDM, who would you go out and sign for Liverpool?
Wharton,
yeah.
Is he your top target?
I'd love Wharton at the football club. Premier League
Right.
proven.
You need. Right, so you've sorted it. Go on.
Same as what I said about Mark Gay. He's like Dexter said, he's Premier League proven. He's a fucking hard case, so he'll go through anyone.
Right.
And he's got the dribble skills as well to push forward.
Okay, so you've sorted the CDM out. We need two centre backs now, because I think Ibu's on his way to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And I think Virgil's only got another year left in him, and he's done.
Yeah.
So who's your two centre halves are you signing?
Jacket, a centre back that we just signed.
Yeah, Jeremy Jacquet and Leone are more like for the future, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you need.
I'd bring in Schlotterbeck from Dortmund.
Right. Who else?
And the centre half from Forest.
Morello.
Yeah.
I'd bring in Upamecano, to be honest.
Meccano's a good one. Even Meccano's a good one as well. There's a couple. Schlotterbeck is I'd love him. He's left-sided as well, isn't he?
Yeah. I'd go for Bastoni from Inter as well.
Yeah.
We've been looking. Yeah, but
we're still looking at him. You know, it's not going away.
Has it not gone away? That no.
Yeah, it's not going away. No.
No.
So, and we also need a right winger and a left winger.
Elise.
Michael Elise from Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
he wants to come back to the team as well to prove himself. He's a world-class player.
We're linked with that Diamede as well, aren't we?
Oh, Diamundo.
Diamundo, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'd love? I'd love Michael Elise. I don't think many clubs wouldn't. And I think it's just whether, I've argued that I think we're not going to do the traditional 4-3-3 and have a winger like a Sadio Mane, you know.
Well, if it's
I think it's more of going to be a two strikers. I think it's going to be Isak and Hugo like a TK up top, and maybe a Wirtz up behind him. I don't think we're necessarily going to go out now and get a winger. Don't get me wrong. Bringing in like a Michael Elise, he's fantastic. He's a brilliant attacking footballer. But I don't think it's necessarily going to be right. We need to go and buy wingers, because if we were going to do that, we would have replaced Luis Diaz, and I don't care what people say, whether we had to keep the pathway open for Rio Wengamoa. He hardly plays any football. It's only recently, towards the back end of the season, because of how shit we've been, that Slot even give this kid a chance.
Yeah, hasn't he also turned around and said that Rio's ready to start games? And
I made a video on that before. and and Rio Wengamoa has been getting more minutes, and he is probably going to start a couple of games. But, you know, if we were really going to replace the winger, like, you know, we've had Luis Diaz, you know, he come in, he's done a little bit in regards to replacing a Sadio Mane, not really up to that level, and then he comes in for a few seasons. We've known he's wanted to go for a while. He then eventually leaves the football club. You're telling me that if we were really going to go and strengthen that left wing position, that left side of the attacking role, we're just going to say no? We've got Rio Wengamoa there, 16-year-old kids coming for it. We need to keep the pathway open. Load of shit.
No,
we're not. It's going to be a more. I think we're looking at like a fucking 3-5-2 or something.
Well, if it's Alonso, what's rumoured to be coming in, because apparently he's already agreed a 3-year contract, providing Slot doesn't win the Champions League.
This is what I was saying before.
So if Slot, if Alonso's coming in, he plays with 5 at the back.
Well, I mean, he might have to tweak that. You know, you never know.
Yeah, that's fucking 5.
We had all this about when Slot started. We had all this about formations, because Slot never used to admit that he'd play a 4-3-3. He always used to call it like a 4-2-1-3 or something like that.
You know what I would say if I was in the dressing room on Sunday? I'd say, listen, lads, you know what you're capable of. You know what you can do. Forget the formation. Just go out and play football.
Yeah.
Just go and play football. Go and enjoy yourselves.
Yeah. I'd start fucking Rio Wengamoa.
You know, and apparently Chiesa was ill again. He's been ill more since he came out. Is he ill? Is he homesick? Is that what it is? Because he's been ill more here than what he's ever been.
Cage is going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hayes is
definitely.
going.
I think Kieser's going. McAllister's going. Ebu's going.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gakpo goes.
I know. See you later.
I think Becker could leave.
Allison, nah, I think Allison might stay another year. Yeah, I think
But
his kids are all Scousers, aren't they? That's the thing. If they've got
I
families,
got to do with it.
wow,
What's I got to do with it?
because they're all Scousers, so they want to stay, don't they? You don't
You
want to
reckon?
uproot it. I think Allison Becker, Van Dijk. I think Van Dijk, Allison Becker, and Mo Salah will will finish their contracts. They've
Yeah,
all got a year left after the summer, so I
Yeah.
think they'll go and it'll be a nice big send off. They are the three. They're the last like remaining pinnacle of like.
and you know something else, mate. We need to stop. We need to stop this fucking big send off thing at Liverpool.
I agree with that as well.
We need to stop all that nonsense on the pitch.
Yeah, but if it's
Presentation
the last game of the season and we've done all right, and Mo Salah has a little bit of a send off, I'm fine with that because he's got everything. But if you just like if you've been there 2 years and you've fucking done nothing, like you're not getting a big like when we all started clapping fucking Naby Keita. To be fair to Naby Keita, he did win the league, so I mean, like,
okay, right. I'm gonna shout one out now. He was only there a season, and everybody rates him. Hang on, this geezer. He was only there a season.
I know what you're gonna say.
Right, he was only there a season. We beat Crystal Palace 9-0. He took his shirt off, took his boots off, threw him in the cop, and went and signed for Real John Aldridge, and he's a fucking legend, is he? Bollocks.
Well,
I'm not, and he's Irish.
well.
You say you speak, aren't you? No, you can't be a legend after one season. You can't.
No,
Listen,
you can't. You can't.
You're more of a legend in the garden on the final whistle than
Yeah, people love the garden
And the
videos.
thing is, once if we weren't in the shit show we're in now, and everything was fine and rosy, we'd all be in the garden on the final whistle having a
I'm
bed.
telling you, we'd all be sat in the garden getting bladdered, watching the fucking match, enjoying ourselves like we're supposed to.
We'll all be round at Deck's house. Excuse me, Mrs. Deck, one bacon butty and a cup of tea, please.
I wish I don't have a fucking missus. I'd be like, that's to be ma. That's to be ma. Get the kettle.
What's the man about you, ma?
I think Ben's back. I think Ben's sat waiting.
Is he?
Fucking better late than ever, Ben.
It's fucking 9:10, Ben. We're going to bed
say,
now.
He's gone and come back.
Deck's going potty training, ain't you, mate?
What time do you call this, lads?
What's he coming back for?
I don't know. He's just put in the chat to let us up.
Let us
to put him in. He's in the waiting room.
Oh, dear God. Oh, well, let him on for say good night.
Yeah, let him on so we can say good night. There we go. And he's gone.
We'll let him on to say good night.
Yeah, he's gone now. There he is. Oh, and he's got fucking hell.
Here. Oh, he's gone again. What's he doing?
You're going to
There he
say.
is.
You're going to say.
Anyway, lads. Anyway,
great talking to you all.
it was
see you
great that,
later.
Ben. Nice one for that, Ben.
I can't remember to Nadal in 2018.
Did you go and get a chippy?
No,
Did you go to Chinese?
no. I had a Chinese for 2 weeks.
Jesus.
Oh, round of applause. Do you know what? I'm more happy about that than the fucking state of the football, mate. There you go.
I'm not saying nothing about Chinese.
He has more Chinese. He has more Chinese, Ben, than Bruce Lee.
We're all sat here laughing about it and have listeners come on after the Chinese. Don't you dare type anything in that chat.
Anyhow, that's it from me. All TV from my mate Deck in the corner, top man from the final whistle, from Ben who's just got back from the chippy, And yeah, he's hit.
How's
Yeah,
that,
and
you silly fuck?
from Deck's sidekick, Ant.
I had the feeling.
Yeah, I've not even looked what he said. It's going to be something derogatory.
You don't want to look. Just carry on.
I can't wait to have a look at the chat after this.
So,
fucking
anyhow,
hell.
guys, that's it from us for tonight. Where we will, I should imagine that you'll probably want to do a post-match stream after the game against Spurs on a Sunday night.
Yeah,
so, for those who are available, we will see you then, and we'll dissect everything. Ernie Slot, Igor Tudor.
Will he have a job? Will he have a job?
Yeah. Will
Because if
Ernie
you get
Slot be
beat by
sacked?
Spurs, I want him gone.
Will Ernie Slot be sacked? Will Igor Tudor be sacked? Or will we be sat here as miserable as we are now?
That's fucking... What's going
I
on?
think
What's going
I'll
on?
take that option.
The state of the club, man.
So, from myself and the lads, have a wonderful weekend. Have a great evening. Remember,
Ta-ra,
you're here for
guys.
a short time, not a long time. Once a red, always a red. Take care, guys.
Peace. Peace.
Nope.
There we go.